Welcome back everybody to another video here. Well, as our summer is coming to a close, it's hard to believe already, but summer's coming to a close. We've been, of course, we walleye fish all summer, and then come, early August we start salmon fishing up on Lake SAKAKAWEA. And what I wanted to do is just do a real quick video on kind of our setup on our downriggers and our rods and whatever we use for salmon fishing up here. We are not experts by all means. We got into this probably, I want to say it's been 6 years, 7 years we got into this. We started off with just 2 downriggers and we stacked for the first year, and then we found out we liked it, so then we ended up with our 4 Canon downriggers here. It's been frustrating to say the least. It kind of reminds me of bow season all the time. When it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's real bad. But, this year's been, we've had an exceptional year this year. We've done probably the best we've done, and we believe it's because of the boat. No really proven facts yet, but we've had issues with the boat going dead when we first ordered it. And I got a 2018 ZB21. When I first ordered this boat, I had a charging issue and my batteries are going dead all the time, and I ended up going through a battery a year. We couldn't figure it out, and I took it into numerous places, and finally last year they got it figured out. Now when I was having the charging issues, these Canon, these are Canon Magnums, the 10 STXs, and what they would do is, I don't know if you can see this right here, but there's a button right here that you can hit when they're down, and they come up by themselves. When the ball comes out of the water, they would stop. Now what was going on is we'd hit the button and they wouldn't come up. We'd have to hold the button up until they got to the surface. Now what I've been told in the research that I found out, when that happens, there is some kind of negative ion or negative something that's going down the cables of the downriggers, and which is causing it not to work properly. Basically the downriggers reading that there's an issue, there's an electrical issue, whatever it may be, and we weren't working properly. Now that this year we got that issue fixed, or the charging issue fixed, it seems like now these are fixed. So these have been working flawlessly, and ever since we got those working correctly, and all of a sudden we're catching some salmon. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not. I don't know if it's just a coincidence or if it's not, but it is what it is. We're going to go with that. But what we run for rods is, just as simple. This is it's actually 4 downriggers. These rods here are for downriggers. It's the Classic Pro GLT by Akuma, and then they are matched with the Magnum. What are these? The Magnum 30D LXTs. And then of course our line is simply a 20-pound, it's 20-pound big game trilene line is what we're running for line. And then we run a lot of flashers, a lot of minis, a lot of mini flashers, 8-inch flashers. Normally what we run is our center 2 downriggers, we would run the 8-inch flashers and then run those a little bit shallower, and then on the ends, on the wingers as they call them, we'd run the 11-inch Pro Troll flashers. And then either we use needlefish or squid or whatever. There's times and places we'll use herring on herring hoods, but this year it's been, this one here has been one of our better flashers. It's kind of a see-through bluish color with some ice crack tape on it, and then a strip of glow tape on the back here, if you can see it or not. But so that's what we kind of use, and that's blues have been their best this year, and a couple whites have been okay, but our blues by far have been the best. Now, like I said, with our downriggers, what we've been running is the Canon Magnum 10 STXs. And what I like about these is, somebody's loosened up that clutch here. I don't know if you can see it, but the booms extend So you can run these booms way out. I think they go to about 6 feet is what these booms run to. And then of course when they're folded away, they're roughly about 3 feet, whatever they are. But they work great, they've been flawless. The center two, we point straight out the back. This one's kind of angled a little bit because of our kicker motor right here, but the other one runs straight back. And then all we do is, you know, they got swivels on here to swivel them, and then we kick them all the way out. And so we run those straight out the sides. So, and then what we do run on each side is what they call a winger. It's just kind of an arrow shaped, almost like a planer board. And they got one for each side. It just attaches to your ball. That's all it attaches to. And then, of course, this will attach to your downrigger cable. And what this is designed to do is when it goes down, as soon as it catches the water, it turns like this, and then it moves everything all the way out. So, you know, if we're down 95 feet, roughly, we can be out probably 15 to 25 feet out alongside the boat. So we can really get this spread out, which helps with tangling up, and it also helps with, I believe, the fishing also. So that works really well. And then, of course, I do run snubbers on a couple of them. A couple I don't. I have not seen up here where snubbers have made a difference. Maybe with other folks it has, but not with me. And then, of course, this is what you attach to your line to, is your clip. So basically what you do is we put out, once we get these rods, or once we get the downriggers ready, we'll take these and, you know, put everything in the water, and then I'll go to my line counter. And on the big 11-inch flashers, you know, I'll use my line counter and I'll go 10 feet, and then I'll hook that line hook that release directly to my line, and then I'll lower the ball down to whatever depth we're going to fish. And then once we get it down to where we want, I make a slight bend in the rod. So what'll happen is, as soon as a salmon will hit, that line will release out of that release. Then you know you'll have a hit by the rod going straight up in the air.
Pretty sure, even though he says not.
And you know, that's usually a good indication. And then what'll happen is sometimes these fish, at least in my experience, will hit it. They will actually swim for the boat, so you end up reeling and reeling and reeling and reeling until you can feel tension. And then I don't really set the hook, I just kind of grab it and I lay back into it. And then once I feel them on there, then what I'll do is, me and the wife work well together. I'll hand the rod off to my wife.
Oh, rod.
Yep. There he's on. There you go, babe. Not coming up yet.
I don't like this by my feet.
That one's on 80 feet down on a mini, clear mini. Like I said, what's really neat about these downriggers is as soon as you do get a fish on, I'll reach over and I'll hit the button and let that downrigger come up, so that downrigger can come all the way up, and I can clear that rigger completely out of the way so we can fight that fish.
After the election, and we did what we always do.
Yep, fish on. He's on there. Yep. Did he come off? No, he's still on there. He's just small. Maybe he's bigger than I think. Here you go, babe.
Okay.
There he goes. There he goes. I got the drag set pretty loose, so.
Yeah.
Right in normal spot. Just took one down on there we go. On a blue, not reeling, blue flasher, 100 feet down. I'm just gonna push this to the back for right now. Now there's a lot of times where, these fish will, the way they fight, what we try to do is we try to get the fish, normally when you set the hook, those kind of start coming towards the surface, and then what I'll do before I'll do anything with the boat is I'll wait for those fish to swim to either side, and then I'll turn the boat the way they're swimming at, and then I'll just reel them into the side of the boat and net them. Sometimes they don't want to do that. I've actually had to net them off the back of the boat before. I don't recommend that. That is no fun. You can get yourself into trouble in a hurry with that. But that, that is really the basic of what we do. It's been, like I said, we're not professionals by all means, so we're still learning a lot about this. And it's been a frustrating game for us. We do love it. We do absolutely love this. It just can be very frustrating. We were out yesterday, had one fish on, and we had two fish on. We lost both of them. We ended up getting 3 skipjacks and actually a walleye. The walleye came at, I believe it was 85 feet down, the walleye came. But we've been fishing mainly, on this side, 95 feet down, the opposite side about 90, and then 75 and 85 is kind of, or 85 and 75, excuse me, is kind of where we've been setting our balls at this time of year. But, as it kind of turns into early fall, late summer, early fall, eventually these fish will start going up into the bays, and then we'll run, depending on what the water level is like. I'd like running only 2 of them, but running them 20 feet down, then have a crank on and run that 20 feet back. And then I did forget to mention that with the small 8-inch flashers, we'll run 16 feet back, and then we'll clip it behind the ball. So what we'll have is our 2 center ones will be 16 feet behind the ball with 2 small flashers, 8-inch flashers, and then the outside ones will be 10 feet behind the ball when we run the big flashers, the 11-inch flashers. So that's how we kind of run all that. I do run a fish hawk every once in a while. I don't know why I don't use it more. It's a great tool. I just haven't used it this year. But that's kind of, the real breakdown of what our basic use is, or our basic equipment is on the boat. Then of course we got so many flashers and squids and needlefish, and you can endless things you can put behind these. But for us, it's been a lot of needlefish and a lot of the blues and whites and a little bit of greens have been working okay. But it's been, like I said, it's been an exceptional year for us. We're going to have next weekend left. We're going to fish Saturday and Sunday if the weather holds up. And when I mean weather, I mean it doesn't get too windy. So we're going to fish Saturday, Sunday, and that'll probably be our last 2 days of salmon fishing for the year. I might get after some walleyes later on. I'm not 100% sure. Like maybe middle of October. But the weekend after that, which would be the weekend of the 13th, 14th, or 15th, 16th, or 14th, 15th, whatever it is, that's my daughter's youth season. And then the weekend after that, we leave for Montana. We live on the 20th. We're going to go out there, and I actually got a bull tag, or actually combo tag, for elk out there. So we're going to go out there bow hunting. I'm going to try to get a bull with my bow. So we got a very busy schedule ahead of us. I'm going to have a lot of good videos coming out. I'm going to try to get after some walleyes. I know my videos seem to do a little bit better on walleyes. So I am going to try to get after some more walleyes in October. If we're not bow hunting, I know normally this weekend here is the opening weekend of bow season. It's Labor Day weekend. And normally we're already bow hunting. We're done fishing. We're out bow hunting. We've had a lot of nocturnal bucks on the camera, or I shouldn't say a lot of bucks. The bucks that we do have on the camera have been nocturnal. We haven't done a lot of scouting, to be honest with you. We haven't hit that part of the year for us that hard yet. Normally we're hitting it hard in July already, getting stands set up and everything set up. This year we've been so busy fishing. The salmon fishing's been pretty good, so we just said, you know what, we got nocturnal bucks on the camera. We're going to stick with salmon fishing. There's no sense in stressing about shooting a deer with a bow, especially when it's 95, 90 degrees outside. Sitting in a blind or a tree stand sometimes just doesn't appeal to me when it's that hot. But then again, neither does sitting in a boat. But the salmon have been great. The salmon have been a lot of fun. It is just an absolute blast. I know I've got just a couple salmon videos out there. They haven't done that great. They've done okay, but and that's kind of my videos. You're never gonna get just one thing on my videos. You're gonna get walleye fishing. You're gonna get bow hunting. You're gonna get salmon fishing. You're gonna get ice fishing. You're gonna get rifle hunting. You're gonna get everything. That's why it's Zane Seeley Outdoors, is because we do everything in the outdoors. So coming this fall, and this winter, I'm gonna have a lot of great videos out. I know I'm really looking forward to my daughter. This will be her first year with any deer youth tag. So I'm really excited for her to get a buck. I got a 4x4 on camera that I'm hoping stops being nocturnal. I showed the picture to her. She's excited. Hopefully that deer will stand out for her so she can get a shot at that one. And then I'm really excited about the following week when we go to Montana elk hunting. My last video, I put out last year's hunt, and all I had was a cow tag. So of course, 15 minutes into the first hunt of the first morning after we get there, my uncle calls in a 4x4 bull, which it's not that big of a bull, but it doesn't matter. I mean, I would have shot it with a bow. I would have shot it with a rifle. It wouldn't have mattered to me. I don't need an absolute giant to get me excited. I mean, you get an elk in, I don't care who you are, you get an elk in within bow range like this one was, and your heart's thumping. I mean, it's about blowing out your eardrums. It's thumping so hard. And so now I'm just absolutely jacked up to get out to Montana this year and bow hunt. So we're gonna, like I said, we're leaving the morning of the 20th. We're gonna drive all the way out there. We'll probably get out there mid-afternoon. It's probably a 11-hour drive for us from here. I got the whole family coming, which is absolutely great. I'm meeting my uncle out there. We got a cabin for the week. I'm just so excited to get out there and do some bow hunting for some elk. So watch that video coming up. That should be coming up in about 3-4 weeks. I'm not sure how many videos I'll make of that, but just want to show you a couple other things here since I've rambled on already. And this is kind of a little bit better view of my setup here. I made this board here. All it is that like a, I believe it's 2x4, 2x10, or excuse me, 2x12 or 2x10, and then I just cut it to fit the edge of the boat. Actually, this one here is the first and only one I've made, and I had an Alumacraft before this, and it was actually designed for that, but it actually fit on here quite well. What I did is, it's a 2x4, or excuse me, I said it again, a 2x12 or 2x10, I can't remember which one it is. And then I just cut it to length, and then I put a support here, and a support here, and that goes right between my side compartment and my live well on both sides. And I put some extra brackets in there for support. And then I got these mounts here that are made for these. And then there's a little plate right there that I got put on, and this mount actually screws right to that plate. So it holds the sides up well. And then what I did is I mounted this on here also that goes to the anchor of the boat. Tighten this up so that way when you got everything leaned back, it takes the pressure off them and it doesn't take all the weight and lean it back. So it's been a really good board. I have not had a single issue with it yet. I got lucky when I made it. My wiring is not the sexiest thing in the world. All it does is it comes in the back here from both Downrigger, all 4 Downriggers. Hard to see back there, but then I bring it around and then I take out that latch for that side compartment, and I just run the wires right in there, and I got a marine battery in there, and then that's kind of all there is to it. So, and there's my rods, there's all my flashers. But thanks for watching here. I hope you learned something. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put comments down there. I'd love to answer them what I can. I'll answer them honestly if I don't know, because like I said, I'm not an expert at this. I'm not a pro at this. I just love doing it, and I just love to show what we use and how we use it, and kind of love to show the adventures in it also. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Comment below if you have any questions. Hit that like button. Thanks for watching, you guys. We'll see you next time.